So that's the front of the Mission Point Mackinac Island Resort. It's one of the most historic places on the island. They have a lovely space, including this outdoor patio, which they're currently setting up for a wedding. And this is why. This view is spectacular. And I've been lucky enough to stay here for a couple days. And this is my friend, Liz. How's it going, Liz?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm good. So right off the bat, we're only doing the no mask thing because of the interview, but otherwise it's mask on all the time, including myself.
Yeah. So in the state of Michigan, the governor has done an executive order that requires masks. Yes.
So Liz, this is kind of a family affair for you, right? Like you were in Chicago and you found your way up here by parents, by loving life up here. Why don't you explain real quick?
Sure. So I am from Chicago. I did move up here about 5 or 6 years ago. I came through the Chicago Yacht Club and the Race to Mackinac to love and learn about Mackinac. About 6 years ago, my parents bought Mission Point Resort.
So when people stay here, why don't you run through what people can expect on their stay, not only here at Mission Point, but kind of just the Mackinac vibe?
Sure. So this year in particular, safety is first and foremost. And we have worked very hard on that. So you'll find safety precautions all around the island. So that's most importantly. Here at Mission Point, we have 18 acres right on Lake Huron. And we're known for our great lawn. So we have this ginormous lawn with 81 Adirondack chairs.
Beautiful. It's a good way to stargaze, I'll tell you that much.
Yes, and it is absolutely fantastic for families. We see families all the time. We are very much a family-oriented vacation destination. Here at Mission Point, we have 241 rooms. 72 of those are family suites. So they're 2 bedrooms, which is great for families.
Yeah, I can attest to that. It's great for families. Gives mom and dad a little separation from the kids a little separation from mom and dad. It's a good thing.
Yes, it is. It is.
And for people who are going to see this and maybe want to still sneak up for this couple days this summer, what's the best recommendation for that to go about?
Well, Mackinac Island's been actually very busy this summer. My best recommendation is to look during the weekdays. Midweeks have more availability and a little bit of a lower price. However, we do have weekends available. One of the things that we're also encouraging is as we look at what's going to happen with the school year and schools going online, Mission Point is an absolutely fantastic place to bring your family. You can do your work online. Parents can do their jobs online, and then you can spend afternoons and evenings enjoying the island. We've got 70 miles of hiking and biking trails. It's just a fantastic place to get out and explore and to even learn the history of the island.
Yeah, I mean, fortunate enough to be on a carriage ride earlier today where you kind of get a brief history of the island from people that work here, who have stayed here even through the winter time. Some people do. So it's a great way. Everybody has a little bit of their own take on the history of it. All the same, but like it's just nice to hear the history of the island from the locals that live here. It's really great.
It is great, and it's really fun when you get to interact with locals. So we have a lot of locals that work here on property. You can come and live like a local with us.
Yeah, and including the music and the park that we saw the other day, the Sips and Sails, which is this incredible sunset tour out on the lake underneath Mackinac, kind of where Lake Michigan and Lake Huron meet, right?
It is. It's right where Lake Michigan and Lake Huron meet, and it's really great. The bridge is one of Michigan's great attractions, and to be able to go out at night and watch a sunset on a boat and go underneath the bridge and look up is amazing.
Yes, I mean it's nothing. It is its own unique experience, and I would recommend it to anybody who loves sunset cruises. I mean, it's second to none.
It's great.
Beautiful.
And did you have an opportunity to see any of the freighters going by?
We did, yeah, and they're not small little freighters. I mean, there's some big daddy freighters.
750 feet, 1,000 feet. So when you're in Chicago and you see those boats coming in, they don't look as big because they're out in the water a little bit further. Mm-hmm. But when they come through the Straits of Mackinac, it's like magic time. Everybody watches the freighters go by.
Yeah, it's incredible. This whole place is incredible, and thank you for the hospitality. I really appreciate it.
Hey, it was our pleasure. Our pleasure. Please come back soon.
Yes, absolutely. So I think I might have a little breakfast out on the great lawn here. So if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go do that. Chicago scene on the road to Tahquamenon waterfalls in the UP, about 20 minutes outside of Lake Superior shores, sits these beautiful waterfalls right there. It's a $9 charge for out-of-state license plate. You park, you just walk about 3.3 miles to the falls, and there's these beautiful waterfalls. Second to Niagara Falls here in the United States. It's the UP, it's Michigan, it's the Chicago scene on the road. Griswold inspired road trip. We're just gonna sit here for a second. Yep, they're in true social distancing spirit here in Manistique, Michigan, home of Paul Bunyan, because it says it right there. Home of Paul Bunyan. That would be Paul Bunyan, socially distanced. If you care, there's the Friends of Paul Bunyan. It's got a little welcome center back there. I'm gonna make my way over to a really cool spot in a little bit. Basically, if you're wondering where this is, it's in the UP. It's at the very, very tip-top center of Lake Michigan. So made our way around the whole thing, Mackinac Island, got on the Mackinac Bridge, and now in Manistique with my pal Paul Bunyan, who's right there, and this is where he's from. So who would have thought? So we're gonna check it out and see what's happening around here, and at the very least, I'm gonna give you a view of what it looks like at the very tip-top center of our very beloved Lake Michigan. All right, Paul, let's go. So we're at the Three Seasons Cafe, and I've been told to try the pasty. This real quick, is a pasty, and it's like this. It's a UP staple. It comes with
Kind of like a pie.
it kind of looks like a pie. Comes with gravy, and then it's got meat on the inside. So it's kind of like kind of like a pierogi, empanada, the whole thing. But it comes with stuff, and you pour the little gravy in there, and that is a pasty. So I'm gonna give it a whirl, and we'll see how it is. Yep, Three Seasons Cafe. I showed you guys what a pasty looks like and tastes like. Basically, it's ground beef, has some potatoes and carrots. It's like a pot pie, but not. It's its own thing. It was awesome. I never had it before. But that is the Three Seasons Cafe here up in the UP on the whole Griswold-inspired Michigan road trip for the Chicago scene. Guys, social media producer Tom on the Griswold-inspired Michigan around the lake road trip. I'm at the very tip top of Lake Michigan. So if you ever want to know what that very top part of Lake Michigan is, right in the middle, I'm standing in it. So literally off this little roadside inn, and these are all the kind of hotels that you'll see up here. These little roadside inns that you've seen in movies, old movies from back in the day. But that's kind of it. But this is what I'm talking about. The very top middle of Lake Michigan. So halfway around the lake from the bottom to the shores of Indiana. So it's beautiful up here. It is just 10 after 9 and it's still daylight up here. Incredible. But this is the shores of our lovely Lake Michigan at the very northern middle top. So, I don't know, thought it was kind of cool to just stop for a minute. I'm actually spending the night here just because, why not? I would like to always say to have a chance to spend the night at the top of Lake Michigan. But all the way down there, some, I don't know, a few 100 miles, it's the Dunes Beach in Indiana. So, and then over that way is Chicago, somewhere down there. Anyhow, and then over there is the Mackinac and the rest of Michigan. We're at the southern end of the tip of the upper peninsula. And earlier on the right here, you kind of see Lake Huron, or Lake Superior rather. So you see all three Great Lakes in one day if you're driving from Mackinac Island to Manistique, Michigan. That's the Chicago scene for today on the road, Griswold-inspired road trip in Michigan around the lake, socially distant. There's nobody around me right now, which is why I'm doing this. And most of this trip, nobody's been around us. And if they have, everybody's been wearing masks. So that's it for now. Enjoy. enjoy the little sights and sound of Lake Michigan. Hey guys, social media producer Tom Barnes, Chicago Scene on the Road. I'm here in the UP of Michigan at the Fayette State Park. It's this old ghost town. It's awesome. It's a really cool place, and it's one of those things what you love about road trips when you decide to just turn off on a road and kind of see what's on the road. I'm on like this little peninsula pointing south towards the entire lakefront of Lake Michigan at the top part of the peninsula. It was an old town. It had barber shops, a company store, which is in front of right now. And then look at those cliffs behind me. Those cliffs behind me are absolutely beautiful. That's Lake Michigan, believe it or not. And this is what the company store used to be. But there was a superintendent's office, barber shop, living quarters, a blacksmith. Had everything here as a functioning town. It didn't really need to be in business after, the turn of the century. It kind of stayed in business as a town till the 50s, and then kind of kaput after that and turned into a state park, which is what it is right now, where people can come and visit and check out what life was like in the 1870s. But it's actually really cool. It's $9 to get in. It's just basically for your parking. But it's an old smelting company, a smelting factory, where there's big furnaces, which are back there. Let me see if I can walk over. So you see that over there? Those are the big furnaces that used to melt down all the metal and turn it into iron that they would send to Detroit, Chicago, and Milwaukee. So pretty cool, very important to the history of our city. So I thought it would be cool to stop here. And the view is absolutely stunning. Look at that. Come on, this is Lake Michigan, folks. And it's on a little bit of a stormy day, and it's still beautiful. So that's the Chicago Scene here in the UP. All right, we're in Gladstone, Michigan. Attempting to fish, because you really can't go to Michigan and be around Lake Michigan without attempting to fish. How's it going, guys? Look this way. How's it going?
Trying to put some bait on.
Trying to put some bait on. That's a lot of bait. We're doing the best we can. Look at that beautiful lighthouse. The very top of Lake Michigan. Yep, we're out here doing it, regardless of the weather. It's a little windy, but it's a really cool part of Lake Michigan, just down the road a bit from the old abandoned smelt company that we were on the lake earlier. But anyhow, we're gonna try to keep fishing. So we made it. Our socially distant Griswold Chicago Scene on the road. We basically did the entire coast of Michigan. We're here in Menominee in the UP, which is the end of the UP. I mean, Wisconsin's just another few miles that way. But real quick, this is downtown Menominee. I just wanted to show that. It's really pretty. It's right on the waterfront. There's this awesome sandwich and ice cream store that people talk about all the time. A movie theater down there. It looks kind of closed right now, but it's got a decent size downtown, and this is their beautiful lakefront. And this is a detailed map of what we've done. All right, guys, who wants to point out where we've started? All right, go ahead. Where did we start? Chicago. Okay. Now, show us on your finger. Show us the line where we go, buddy. Okay, what's that one?
What?
Lucy, what is that?
Brigman.
Stevensville.
All the way to
South
South
Haven.
Haven was our first stop.
Sagatuck. Then we went to Holland for a hot minute. Then we went all the way up Ludington to Arcadia Turnout. Frankfurt. Crystal Mountain.
All the way up to
Point Betsy Lighthouse.
Point Betsy.
And then
Sleeping Bear.
We went to Sleeping Bear Dunes, and then we went to Traverse City.
all the way up to
Then we all the way up to Mackinac Island.
And then we crossed the bridge.
And we crossed the bridge.
We went all the way.
Wait.
Oops.
And we went to Tahquamenon.
Tahquamenon Falls
And then we came
in the
to
UP.
Manistique.
Manistique. Then we went to the old historic.
State Park.
Yep, in the UP.
And then we went to Gladstone.
Gladstone, went fishing.
And then we're in Menominee.
And we were in Menominee.
Woo!
What did you guys think?
That was great.
Did you love it? What did you think, Moose? they're done. It's been a long road trip, but a fun one. And you can totally do it social distancing on the road, where we kind of just hung out and did our own thing away from most people. Thanks for watching the Chicago Scene on the Road in Michigan, along the coast of Michigan, with the Griswold inspired road trip. So thanks for watching. I'll get back to the city on the next video. Thanks.